Askeladd is the kind of character who ruins every other villain for you. He's not just a bad guy in a helmet, he's a genius, a tired soul, and a man who spent his entire life playing a game of chess against a world he absolutely despised. The boy in the stables. Long before he was a mercenary leader, he was just a nameless boy born to a captured Welsh princess and a Viking commander named Olaf. His mother, Lydia, was treated like a slave, and Askeladd grew up in the filth of the stables. He got his name, Askeladd, because he was always covered in soot and grime. It literally means ash lad, but his real name was Lucius Artorius Castus. He was the descendant of Roman British royalty, and in his mind, he wasn't a Viking. He was the rightful heir to a fallen, noble civilization. The long game of revenge. Askeladd didn't just kill his father in a fit of rage. He did it with cold, calculated precision. After winning Olaf's favor by showing skill with a blade, he waited. One night, he murdered Olaf in his sleep and framed one of his half-brothers for the crime. It was a masterclass in manipulation, a trait that would define his entire life. He didn't just want Olaf dead. He wanted to destroy Olaf's world from the inside. The love-hate bond with Thorfinn. Askeladd spent a decade watching Thorfinn grow up, and he essentially raised him to be a killing machine. He used Thorfinn's burning rage and desire for a fair duel to turn him into his most effective assassin. Whenever Askeladd needed a difficult head taken, he'd promise Thorfinn a duel in exchange. It was cruel, but effective. Despite this, Askeladd was the closest thing Thorfinn had to a father figure, even if that father figure was the man who murdered his real dad. He taught Thorfinn how to survive, how to fight, and, indirectly, how empty a life fueled by revenge truly is. The man who despised his own kind. The biggest irony of Askeladd's life is that he led a Viking warband while harboring a deep, visceral hatred for Vikings. To him, they were nothing but pigs, violent, crude, and mindless. He saw them as a plague on the world, which is why he felt no guilt in leading them to their deaths or using them as pawns. The only person who truly broke through Askeladd's shell was Bjorn. In a heartbreaking moment during their final duel, Bjorn admitted he just wanted to be Askeladd's friend. Askeladd, in a rare moment of honesty, told Bjorn he was the only friend he ever had before delivering the killing blow. It was a mercy kill, but it showed that even a man as cold as Askeladd had a heart, even if he'd buried it under layers of ash. The gold bracelet and the exit strategy. Askeladd was always thinking 10 steps ahead. When he gave the gold bracelet to Atli and told him to take his brother and leave the mercenary life, it wasn't just a random act of kindness. He told Atli to go and live a peaceful life, something Askeladd knew he could never have. He was clearing the board, getting rid of those who didn't belong in the final bloody act he was preparing. The grand finale, a heroic villain. Askeladd's death is arguably the best written moment in the series. He found himself in a corner. The Danish king Seinen wanted to invade Wales, Askeladd's homeland. To save Wales and protect Prince Canute's path to the throne, Askeladd feigned madness. He decapitated the king in front of everyone, knowing it would mean his own death. He sacrificed his life to save Wales, make Canute a king, end his own miserable journey on his own terms. As he lay dying in Thorfinn's arms, he didn't give a grand speech about glory. He told Thorfinn to move on, to become a true warrior, and to go beyond the world of blood and ash. Why we love and hate him. Askeladd is a masterpiece of character writing because he's a mirror. We hate him for his cruelty and his manipulation of a child, but we love him for his wit, his tragic backstory, and his ultimate self-sacrifice. He lived as a villain, but died to save a kingdom. He took everything from Thorfinn, yet he was the only reason Thorfinn survived long enough to find a better path. He was a man trapped between two worlds, the Roman nobility of his mother and the Viking savagery of his father, and in the end, he chose to burn himself out to light a path for the next generation.